here, and today I'll be bringing you my Week 17 predictions for the NFL. This recording setup, it has its quirks. Did really well last week. I believe 10-6. I'm not certain. Wait. Let's see. 1, 2, 4. Actually, 12-4. Never mind. Better than I thought. Yeah, that's what's good about keeping it on a piece of paper. You can go double-sided. Okay. This week we have a lot of teams that desperately need to win to be in the playoffs. And teams that could really screw things up for themselves. And teams that are in the playoffs, but might just want to rest their starters, which I know how well that works from first-hand experience. And then there are the games that just don't matter whatsoever. Okay, first up is Packers versus Lions. The Lions are the better team since Aaron Rodgers has been put back on injured reserve, which probably was against the rules of the NFL. And if that's the case, then they're going to have a bit of a problem. Because by the rules, the Packers would have to release that player. So, if the NFL sticks to its own rules, Aaron Rodgers cannot play in Green Bay. At least for the season. Which is going to be huge in the free agency market, and he's definitely going to be signed on by a team. It's going to really just decimate the Packers, and the team that gets him is going to get quite the commodity for years to come, probably. Anyway, in Packers versus Lions, Lions are the better team without Rodgers, so the Lions should win, but no one's going to try too hard this game, unless their job is on the line. So pretty much everyone's going to be trying really, really hard. Jaguars versus Titans. Ooh, 2 playoff teams. Maybe. The Jaguars are in the playoffs. That is solidified. The Titans are currently in the playoff seed, but if they lose, they could be knocked out. So they really, really need to win this game. And while I haven't found any reports on whether the Jaguars are sitting their starters or not, that seems like a pretty common thing for a new playoff team to do, so Jaguars are probably going to sit their starters. And in any case, the Titans have enough quality, coupled with their desperation, to beat the Jaguars regardless. So I'm taking the Titans to win this. We'll see them in the playoffs. They'll stick around for a game, and then they'll probably leave. Next game, Bills versus Dolphins. I think the Bills are a better team. It's really close, though, because the Bills just fell apart. They made stupid decisions, and it's ruined them. Dolphins just really, really want Ryan Tannehill back. And possibly Jay Ajayi. But they don't have him. And this is probably a mean-nothing game. But the Bills still have a chance to get in the playoffs. And they're probably going to want to take it. And the Dolphins are probably going to let them take it. Bengals against Ravens. Once more, the Ravens are in the playoffs if they win. So they're going to want to win this game. Bengals have nothing to play for. Unless their spot on the roster is questionable. I think the Ravens take this one because they're the higher quality team and everyone has more reason to win. They want to get into the playoffs. Because when they get into the playoffs, their quarterback play suddenly improves out of nowhere. Bears versus Vikings. Vikings are in the playoffs, but they'd like to get a little bit of a higher seeding, so I think they'll be able to take down the Bears. And even if they don't have their starters, the Bears should not be doing much against them at all. Panthers versus Falcons. Okay, Falcons. You have to win this game, or else the Seahawks are going to replace you. So all you have to do is beat the Panthers. That's going to be really, really hard. But I have a feeling that the Panthers have the mindset of they'll play the game if it's close, but if the Falcons start to get the advantage, they're just going to let them have it. Say, you know what? You've won. We're not going to risk our starters. We're going to pull out a little bit. Which is, probably for the best. Next game, Saints versus Buccaneers. I don't know if the Saints are holding back their starters. I'd assume they wouldn't. I'd hope they're smarter than that. But even if they are, the Buccaneers are a pretty big mess. And they just don't have the overall quality to take down even the backup Saints. Next game, Browns versus Steelers. Browns, this is the last chance. After this, you don't get another chance to save your season. You cannot allow yourselves to go 0-16. That would be absolutely disgraceful. That would be the bottom of the barrel, especially right after a 1-15 season. You can't let yourselves do that again. Steelers. If the Patriots lose, you have a chance to take the top seed, which means you're probably not going to get the top seed even if you win. Plus, Antonio Brown is already injured, and you're already insured a first week bye. So, what's in your best interest is probably to hold back the starters. Again, I don't know if they're doing that or not, but I feel like that's the thing they would do here. And if that's the case, the Browns can take this, because I did some graphing thing, ranked teams on like a bar graph for running offense, passing defense, running defense, to see where their ranks were compared to their actual productions, and see how many they should have won this season. The Browns had 5 wins. Not great, but better than expected. So the Browns have higher quality than it looks, and their last game against the Steelers in week 1, it's been a while, that's weird. Their last game was won by like 3 points. That was without Myles Garrett. That was without Josh Gordon. If they put the effort in that they did week 1, both teams, even if the Steelers have their starters, because now they're down Antonio Brown and Ryan Shazier, there's a very real chance the Browns win this game, period. Now, I'm pretty sure the Steelers are going to pull their starters, at least at halftime. So I think the Browns can take this game. And by God, Browns, you have the first round pick. You don't have to keep losing. win the game. It has been so long. Texans Colts. Oh, look. A meaningless game. I'm taking the Texans because I think they're the better team. Yeah, that thing I do with the bar graph, I might go into more detail later on in a different video. Colts were the absolute worst team. Like, it was bad. So, I think the Colts are just the worst team, period, in this matchup. So the Texans should be able to get this win, even though the Colts technically took down this same exact team. Jets versus Patriots. You know, the Patriots have been in this situation before, where if they lose, their opponent's got a pretty good chance of taking the top seed away from them and home field advantage through the playoffs. They relinquished it once, and then Peyton Manning took his Broncos to the Super Bowl over them and beat them at his house by 2 points. So I think they've learned their lesson and are not going to lose this game at any cost. So the Jets, I'm sorry, you're not ending on a high note. Next up, Redskins versus Giants, another mean-nothing game. And with the 49ers going up and up, the Giants have actually pretty much secured their draft spot, so they're allowed to win. But being allowed to do something and actually doing something are two different things. And the Redskins are the better team. And since neither team really has a reason to play well, just a normal, everyday prediction, Redskins win. Cowboys versus Eagles. The Eagles have something to play for. Home field advantage through the playoffs would be nice, although I think they have that already. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Cowboys have nothing other than pride, which means something to some players, nothing to others, and absolutely nothing to their coach. So, the thing is, the Eagles, without their main quarterback, they're probably gonna really want to rest their starters, like the Panthers against the Falcons and the Steelers against the Browns. If the going gets rough for their starters, if they even play, they're gonna just pull them out, saying, nope, it ain't worth it. We got the spot we want in the playoffs. We don't have to win this game. We're just gonna let them have this one, take that rest, go into the playoffs, and be prepared. That's probably what's gonna happen. So I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this one. Raiders versus Chargers. Chargers have a shot. They have a chance. And if they have a chance, they have to take it. So they should be able to dominate the Raiders. Chiefs versus Broncos. The Chiefs have the 4th place, regardless of what happens. So they've decided to rest their starters, or at least rest Alex Smith, and give Patrick Mahomes his first chance to start in a real NFL game. You know, I can't blame them for this, because they just got put into such a weird spot, because Mahomes was supposed to replace Alex Smith when he started to fail. But what it's looking like is that Smith can be a franchise quarterback and has actually been playing really, really well this year. And honestly, he still has 3 or 5 good years left in him. By the time those years are up, Patrick Mahomes will be available to free agency. And if they go by the usual model of just keeping Alex Smith, then they'll be forced into paying Mahomes a good chunk of money without seeing what he's done, even after this game. So they got themselves into this really weird spot, and it wouldn't be a problem in most cases, but they gave up a lot to get Mahomes. So they really, really just need to use him just to not feel bad, because sure, those picks probably lit a fire under Smith's butt and made him perform like he's performing now. But you still lost that capital. That is still stuff that could have been used to improve your team and give yourself a better long-term chance. And to have just lost all of that would just feel too bad, even if it's the right decision. So at some point, they're going to have to get rid of Smith and put in Mahomes, even if Smith is better. This game's the start of it. They might just get rid of him this season. Anyway, this game itself, new quarterback. Quarterback likes to take long shots. Up against a really, really, really good D-line. He's a rookie, so teams like to blitz, which doesn't give you time for the long shots. Someone's gonna get decimated, creamed, and probably concussed. Good job, Chiefs. You found the worst game on the schedule to start your guy. How'd you do it? Anyway, yeah. Broncos, you have this one in the bag, okay? Just beat the crap out of him. Next game. 49ers versus Rams. I was gonna take the Rams. I thought the coaching staff was smart. And then Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, and Aaron Donald sitting it out and resting. They always find a way to screw up. When a new team gets into the playoffs, they just go conservative, and it ends up ruining them. The Cowboys did it last year, and it did not end well for them. And even if Jimmy G had not done what he had done last week, I probably would have given it to the Rams anyway, but his performance has been really good. Not flawless, but there's been a lot of really good stuff from a guy with average receivers at best and a terrible O-line. So they've got Jimmy G, that's solid. He's been pulling off really good wins. Most of them have been against other subpar teams, but it's been good enough. It's been much better than what they had. So in this case, with the Rams sitting their starters and Jimmy G being on his tear, I'm going to take him to beat the Rams. 49ers win it. Alright, final game. Cardinals versus Seahawks. Seahawks have a chance. If the Falcons lose, which is a very distinct possibility, they can steal that playoff spot. And that game will be over by the time they have to decide how hard they have to play, so they'll know ahead of time. But they're against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, they're not that good. They have a good defense, but there's nothing on offense. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Cardinals are going to need a lot of help to become relevant again. And the Seahawks really, really want to win. They have prepared as hard as they could for this game. So I think you're going to see a Seahawks victory this week. Yep. Those are my predictions. If you disagree or have that correction, leave it down in the comments below. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. G'day.